So, now that I've filled everybody in on the whole butterfly revelation, that seems to be where my mind is going, and I can speak on it a bit more. Today I was just thinking about the whole transformation of the diet from caterpillar to butterfly. Caterpillars eat what is bitter. They eat leaves and they eat grass. Butterflies eat nectar. They eat what is pure and what is sweet. And I was thinking on that and just seeing how similar it is to what humans have to do when they go through their own transformation. When they go from flesh to spirit, or just becoming something new. We need a diet change. And I don't mean in a literal sense. I mean in the sense of what we are feeding ourselves emotionally and spiritually and mentally. The things we are watching and the things that we are doing, our behaviors, our thoughts, what we're listening to, the people we're around. All of those things are feeding us in some way. And we have a choice every day. Are we going to eat grass? Are we going to eat nectar? And our choice determines where we are and who we become. And that has great power. When I emerge from this cocoon, I cannot go back to eating the diet of the caterpillar. If I want to survive as the butterfly, I can't go back to the things I was doing before. It is complete life change. I cannot return to counting calories and using rituals and obsessing about my food and my body. I cannot go back to measuring myself, being obsessed with certain things in society so I can compare myself to other people. I cannot go back to feeding myself self-defeating thoughts and believing lies. I have to get a whole new diet, a diet of truth and a diet of joy and life. When you eat something, and I mean literally, let's say you have an apple, all of the nutrients in that apple go in you, and they spread through your body and are used to grow you and used to build you. That apple becomes you in some sense. What we feed ourselves in other ways is no different than that apple. Our thoughts and our feelings and our actions become us. I became the belief that if I ate a slice of cake, I would gain 5 pounds overnight. I became the belief that I had to be a certain weight to be loved. I became the belief that it was only safe to eat a certain amount of calories. I became the belief that if I did not use a ritual, something catastrophic would happen. I became fear. And I became anger. And I became hopelessness. All of those things kept me on the ground, kept me from flying. To be a butterfly, I have to believe something new and become that instead. I have realized from this whole experiment that it was far more than just breaking a habit of looking at myself. When the caterpillar goes in the cocoon, it's basically a hibernation. It can't eat. So anything that was in its body before, any of the grass, any of the nutrients from that, gets depleted. And that is exactly what is happening to me. When I started this on day 1, I wanted the cocoon. And day by day, I've been starving myself of the grass. I have been taking out of my body what does not need to belong there, what will not serve me anymore, ridding it of the thoughts and the lies and those things that I lived by that became my truth, that became my identity. I am depleting my body of the need for it and preparing it for the sweetness that is to come. Once I rid it of that bitterness, it's going to start craving what is good and what is pure. It is going to know with that formation of wings that now something's different. Now we get to eat something new and use it to fly and use it to grow and use it to change lives. And that's why day by day in this whole leap of faith, I keep moving just further and further from the disorder and out of flesh. It's like all of a sudden I don't feel the need to watch TV, or I don't feel the need to engage in certain drama-filled conversations. I don't feel the need to go look at nutrition labels or worry about how my clothes are fitting. Because all of that was the grass, and all of that is leaving. I'm not saying that I will never crave the grass again after this. I'm not saying that there won't be a day where I look at the grass and think that looks really appetizing. I do believe that their thoughts will still linger at times. But I have the choice to not partake in that grass. By doing this whole 21-day thing, I am standing firm in my resolve that no matter what happens, no matter how appetizing it may look, I will not eat of it, and I will not return to it. I will not destroy the creation of the butterfly for a taste of what once was fulfilling, but will now just destroy me. There's 2 things you need to do. You first have to starve the thoughts, which I talked about in yesterday's video. And you have to starve yourself, then of the thoughts. And I don't know what that will look like for you. You may need to do your own little 21-day fast. I don't know. But I recommend you do it. Because I know life is going to be pretty incredible with wings. And I don't want to get to be the only one who gets to live like that. I want everybody to know what it's like to eat of what is sweet, and to live in freedom, and to live as their truest self. So in any situation today, in any moment, you have a choice. Think of grass or nectar, and where you want to be. And I pray that you keep choosing nectar, because there's a lot of life to live and a lot of color to see. And I cannot wait for everybody to get to experience that.